You got to do the introduction. Go on, lads.
Nah, you can do it, man. I'll do it next time.
Hello, people. It's Usmaan back again with another video. Joined, as always, by Benji and Kojo. Boys, how we doing?
All good, man. All good. How you doing?
I'm good. Good to have you. And we got a special guest appearance from Flawless. How you doing, Flawless?
Yo, I'm good, man. Thank you for having me. Much appreciated. You hear me for the invitation.
Absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. As always, drop a like, subscribe, get very close to 400, so hopefully we can achieve that in the coming weeks. And also check out the boys' links in the description. I still need to add Kojo, so if you don't know, his name is there. It's Coach Kojo on Twitter. Last minute appearance in it, so I appreciate you to hold me. But anyways, let's get on to the show. For those of you that didn't watch yesterday's podcast, even the title was The Last Dance. Ollie's Last Dance. I'm just gonna get straight into it. I want to ask you guys. Obviously, you know, man's watched Michael Jordan's documentary, that absolute legendary. So I thought, no, let's apply it to Ollie, because let's be real, the way it's staged or the way it's set, there's gonna be a lot of fans calling for his head. Let's be real. If he doesn't get top 4, I'm not gonna be one of them, but I know some of you might be. So not Flawless, as it's your first time. Benji's laughing. As it's your first time, Flawless. First and foremost, do you think it is his last dance? What do you reckon?
Definitely. It should be, but I don't think it is. If he doesn't get top 4, I've said this for a while now. If he doesn't get top 4 and or win the Europa League, he should be sacked, because that should be the bare minimum with the team he has. United have top 4, have one of the best 4 squads in the league. So therefore, you should finish in the top 4. Our squad, all right, is close to Chelsea's. We have a better squad than Leicester, and we have a better squad than everybody else, obviously barring the top 2. So if he doesn't finish in the top 4 and or win the Europa League, he should be sacked. That being said, if we don't win the Europa League and we finish 5th, I don't believe he will be sacked. And I think that's wrong, because if this is any other manager who is not a club legend, we're calling for his head. But because he's a club, people get the two mistaken. He's a legendary player. He's not a legendary manager. I'm all about results over everything. I give credit where credit's due, because even though I don't believe Ollie's the man, if he finishes in the top 4 and or wins the Europa League, he deserves his shot at next season. Even though I don't think he's good enough, he deserves his shot because he's done what he needed to this season. Because if he doesn't do either one of those two things, what does that say for next season and our ambitions as a club? Bear in mind, the manager before him got sacked after winning the No, not the manager before him, sorry.
Yeah,
Van Gaal got sacked. Van Gaal got sacked after winning the FA Cup. So after bringing in silverware, he got sacked. So I don't understand why Ollie's above that, considering Van Gaal also has a better resume. So that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think you've made a couple of definitely valid points in terms of, you know, comparing to other people. If it was there, if they were in that situation, they definitely would get sacked. Benji's loving this, by the way, because he's a massive. He's not a fan of Ollie.
Because Benji's smart. That's why he understands.
It's
not no. It's fact. Because the thing is, it's not an agenda thing. Because people always like to throw that, and it's like I've just said there. Even though I don't believe Ollie's the man, if he does one of those two things, he deserves his shot. I'm all about merit and credit. Like, if you are performing well, you deserve your chance. If you're performing badly, then you don't deserve your chance. Because the thing is that I'm worried about is everybody's going to improve. Like next year in this transfer window. So Liverpool and City will probably go again. Chelsea are definitely going to go again, as we've seen. Leicester are going to try and get better. Wolves are going to try and get better. Maybe Arsenal. We don't know what the likes of Sheffield United are going to do. So we have to improve because everyone else is going to improve. So
yeah, no, I completely agree in terms of, you know, you have to, especially at Man United, you have to, you know, have it on merit. It can't be based on sentiment. I think that's the same with a lot of the players. We'll touch on De Gea. Some people said that sentiment, keeping him in the net when he potentially should be dropped. But I completely agree. We need to get back to that sort of ruthless mentality, and I feel like we have lost that. The fan base have lost that as well. You know, a lot of fans will blindly follow a player, you know, to give I don't know who to give. We'll just say Ozil as an example. Arsenal fans will blindly follow him because they love the guy. But at the same time, if he's in the wrong, he's in the wrong, and Arteta's done the right thing. But coming back to Man United, with Ollie, if he doesn't get his top 4, and he doesn't win Europa League, then realistically speaking, it is a failure. In terms of the position we're currently in, we're in 3rd, right, going into the last game. Kojo will come to you. In Ollie's defense, obviously I hear you're saying Flawless, but in Ollie's defense, or looking from the other perspective, Benji's following this up.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I was
you spoke about the squad flawless in depth, and I do agree. This current moment in time, we do have one of the best squads. However, it's only been the last maybe 5 to 10 games. You'd say, well, I suppose after lockdown, really, since Pogba's come back into the fold, and we've had Rashford back fit, and obviously Bruno, etc. all together. Prior to that, he's had to deal with a lot of the season with Pereira and Lingard. I'm not making any excuses, but I'm trying to look at both sides of the story. Koji, do you think it's fair if, what Flores said, he should get sacked if he doesn't get top 4?
Yeah, if he doesn't get top 4 or doesn't win the Europa League, either way, if he doesn't get into the Champions League, either way, yeah, he's got to go. That's the goal. I mean, it's for any manager, really. If your club sets an expectation and you don't match it, you got to be questioned. Very simple.
Yep.
And if you don't meet those expectations and you don't give them a reason as to why they should keep you in the job, then you got to go. It's very simple. It's very easy. In terms of the squad, I'm going to be honest. We may have one of the best squads in the league, but for me, well, bar the top 2. But for me, that's not very hard because this league sucks. If I'm being completely blunt and honest about it. If I'm being honest about it, I'm going to just say it from my chest. The league is crap, man. We're talking about Leicester. Right? Leicester, for example, were challenging City and Liverpool, and then City started falling off. Leicester was still there. We're like, oh, this is great. They lost Ndidi, and what happened to them? They went missing. Vardy doesn't score goals.
They capitulated, man.
Exactly. Vardy doesn't score goals. What happened to them? They signed a Jose Perez for £17 million. He looked like a £17 player. That's the kind of depth they have. Like, if we're being serious,
well, they got Wes Morgan in centre by replacing Sanchez, so it says everything, innit?
At this point, I mean, I've got respect for Wes Morgan, but at this point, we're better than Wes Morgan right now. He's done.
Oh no, respect him massively. But what I'm saying in terms is like, was it like 34, 35? He's getting on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so honestly, like, it's not hard, but at the same time, what they're saying is right. Chelsea really started improving. Forget about it. They're going to improve. They've started, and we still have to question their backline. But they're being linked with Oblak. And we know Chelsea. Chelsea have a history of getting these players. So I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that. Sheffield United could potentially improve. I mean, they signed Sander Berge out of nowhere. He was linked with many bigger clubs in the summer. And in January, they got him. So if a club like that is going to do that, we've been linked with only one real guy really and truly that properly in Sancho. Will it happen? Probably. But what else? But what about other positions in the team? We need to improve. So if he does not reach the expectations, let someone else bring those players in. It's time for him to go. It's very simple. If he meets them, stay.
As Claude would say, it's time to go.
Time to go.
We got a comment here looking from the other side. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. Ollie's brought back the good feel good factor, even though I can't even read today. He needs to be given time to see what he can do to develop. Benji, don't know coming to you. I love Ollie, but I agree he does need to learn quickly.
Sorry, what is the feel good factor?
I
just don't understand what it means.
Well, the chemistry in the dressing room does look a lot better. You've got to give him that.
Yeah, you do look happier. One thing I do give Ollie credit for, one thing I think he has done massively, he has improved the squad. So the next manager that comes in has the best squad to work from, like, since Sir Alex left. Like, the squad is much better now. That's what a legend does. Yeah, and the thing is with that also is a criticism against him, because you now have the best squad we've seen since Sir Alex, and you're not getting the best results. Manchester United.
I agree with that.
Nada. So you don't think this is the best current squad?
I think Van Gaal had a better squad.
I think Van Gaal had a better squad.
With Falcao, Van Persie, Rooney, etc.
I think
the thing is, with Van Gaal, Van Persie, and Rooney, I'm talking as a team. As a team, they don't work as a front three. You can't. How do you put all? It's tough to put all of them into an 11.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying. The beautiful players,
but squad-wise,
I'm talking squad-wise. I think the squad is very, very good. Like, he should be getting more out of this squad. And when I say that, that's because Ollie's lowered our expectations, because Ollie only gets great performances out of our best players. It's easy to get good performances out of a Greenwood and a Martial and a Rashford and a Bruno and a Pogba. But the average players get more from. You get what I'm saying? Like, your likes of Lingard, Dan James. Like, I can't get a tune out of these men at all.
I hear what you're saying, Flawless, but in terms of squad, this is just me, and obviously Benji, I'll let you speak on this and other matters. I don't think the squad's that good. I think we've got a good starting 11, and the rest of the team, you could argue they're only replacing. Most of them he's replacing. Benji, I'll pass it to you. What do you reckon? I know you're going to agree with what Flores said regarding Ollie, so we don't need to go
Look
into
at
that.
that
guy,
smile on his face.
My
Like he
guy,
just won the
my
lottery.
guy.
He knows.
Look at him.
He knows. He knows.
Like he had that good Nando's meal. Look at the smile.
Benji, go on, mate. What you saying?
I agree with Flawless 100%, and I don't have to echo my views. I just think that, it's like what Kojo said, we have to be ruthless at the end of the day. The squad is at a decent, okay level. If he doesn't get the top four, because at the end of the day, the target at the start, the target at the start, was
Yo, Di Matteo won Champions League, man. Put respect to the name. I'll take
Exactly.
if with the team that he has, I think that obviously fair enough. The beginning of the season was a lot of rubbish in it, but now we have to get into the top four. And those 2 draws that we've had at home have really, really dented us. I agree with Flawless. At the end of the day, if he does get top four, I feel like he deserves another year.
Yeah.
Is that what he said? There's no agenda. It's just that Man United fans have allowed us to lower our expectations to so low that anything matters or anything counts just because the players are smiling. No, it shouldn't be that case. We're supposed to be. We should at least we can close the gap on Liverpool this season. This is the season we have to close the gap. If we don't this season, it can be very problematic because we have the finances to close the gap and everyone else does not. So if we don't utilize this, that's another thing I'm going to come off to if you get me the chance. Like Ed Woodward, if you don't utilize the finances to close that gap, we're screwed. We're definitely screwed.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
No,
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Look, I'm not going to sit here and just blindly follow Ollie because I love the guy. I hear what you guys are saying. At the end of the day, he needs to get his top four. We need to see some progression.
Yeah.
And it's not good enough just him saying that. You need to physically see that. What I will say is, in his press conference today, he spoke quite glowingly regarding this game. And I don't know if you've... I'm only going to touch on 2 quotes that really took anything from the press conference. The first one being, the mentality from the start has always been to go into this game and win it, regardless of, the situation. I've said to the players that we're going to go and win the game at Leicester, regardless if, we're 3 points behind. I think he was saying something along the lines of, we was expected to go into this game needing a win to get above them. And we're going to carry that mentality through. What do you reckon regarding that, Coach? Do you think that's the right approach going into this Leicester game?
That's the only approach you can have. You have to go and win the game. Forget about drawing. I know what I said before. I think I said about if Chelsea lose and we draw, then Chelsea get the heck out of here. I would love that, but I don't care about Leicester either. So I just want to win. And I'm sure he wants to win as well. I've never questioned his will to win. Like, I don't want to bring the whole romantic side of it, but he's a Sax Ferguson disciple, bro. Sax Ferguson
be romantic, man. Be romantic or just call.
But Sax Ferguson will never let you go to a game and be like, oh yeah, you can draw this one. He said, go and get that W. Like, go and win. Go and get us more points because we have to dominate. And that's what I think he wants us to do. He needs to win the game. So I think he's done the right things in terms of like some of the players we don't see anymore or hardly see. He's moved them to the side. Their mentality is not correct. Whereas the players that we see in that strong first 11, they want to win. It's just about performance now. So I think he's going to go out there and say, look, go and get the win. And I hope the players are actually up to standard on this game. They cannot go to sleep on this game at all. Win this damn game, or you'll find me sipping in Manchester. It won't be good.
We've got a comment from Yusuf. If we're being honest, we haven't seen enough from Ollie to show he's a great manager. He brings vibes though.
Vibes FC, man. Vibes FC.
Vibes cartel, man. You love to see it. Benji, we come to you. Let's talk about the mentality because the title of this video is are we mentally weak? And that is a question for me. We spoke yesterday regarding, is it the last answer? You guys have quite vocally said that you all feel that he should get sacked, although you don't think he will, which is, I agree with that statement completely. But I want you to talk about the mentality. Yes, people will say we're third, and I suppose I was one of the people saying, okay, at least it's a positive. We got lucky again, but it's a positive. But taking that out of it, I want to look at that game that we just played against West Ham, and I've got to be honest, it looks like the players are mentally weak because every time we're in a position of authority to put a statement down and say, look, we want this top four and we're going to actually do something. We bottle it every single time. That's 4 draws and 3 losses now. Every time we've had an opportunity to overtake Chelsea. We overtook Chelsea on basically on luck, really, to be quite honest with you. Nothing down to ourselves. But does that come down to the mentality, do you think, Benji, that some of the players they just haven't got it?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of quite a few things. I think some of it's like down to manager motivation. Because at the end of the day, the manager has to motivate the players for the game. I also feel like a lot of the players are not winners. There's only like 2 players I can think that are actual winners that have won like trophy upon trophy. That's Pogba and
Matic has.
yeah,
Gea.
De Gea as
Gea's
well.
won it.
Matic De Gea.
The game hasn't really won recently. You know what I mean? Like someone that's actually like a serial
Yeah,
winner. You know how we
okay.
had serial winners. We
Okay,
don't have
I get what you said.
when it comes to like certain parts of the game, you see like for example, the West Ham game. If you have serial winners, the last 10 minutes for winning that. The Southampton game, you have serial winners that it happens. I think that we need to our squad is very very young as well. I feel that's also a problem because the ones that are above 25, 26, they're not the proper leaders of the team per se. So I feel like a lot of these players, they're just kind of like going with the motions because the coaching side's not used to winning as well. So it's like if everyone's not really used to winning, it's like with Brendan Rodgers when he first took on the Liverpool team. If he had like serial winners, he would have won the league in 2014. You get me? So it's like I feel like these guys' mentality, because they're all young and they haven't won, it's a bit
They haven't got the
unfair.
taste, have they?
The World Cup.
Do you not think the coaches have, because we've got, I mean, the guy that we have won plenty, and for example,
Phelan and Carrick have both won
Carrick
all
was-
0 winners, aren't they, really?
In coaching.
Oh, in coaching, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
suppose,
saying? So across the board, there's a lot of like novices across the board. So it's a bit techie. That's what I think personally. We don't have
Okay.
natural winners. So
I hear your point in terms of serial winners, in games that especially against West. Well, I suppose it's Southampton one in particular. That's where your leaders will stand up and they win you that game. And Flores, will come to you. What are your thoughts regarding the mentality? Because I personally think there is a bit of fragility there at the moment. Seems that way, anyways.
With the mentality thing, I don't think it's them being mentally weak. I think it's the players mentally getting tired. That's what that is. They played a lot of games in a few days. In a few weeks. And mentally, when you're doing something at the highest level, which they are doing at it, and you're doing it repeat again, like a game every 3-4 days, it's only natural that you are going to drop off. And then that's where the manager is supposed to come in and do what's in his title and manage. The manager's supposed to then coach them players and like, all right, we 2-1 up against Southampton. All right, we're gonna go to a 5-4-1, and then we're just gonna knock it long to a Gallo, and then a Gallo's just gonna stick, and then Rashford and James are gonna break from the 4 or something like that. Like do something different where 4-2-3-1 the whole way throughout, and it's 4-2-3-1, and it's get the ball to one of the Fab Five, Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, Martial, Greenwood, and you man just produce individual pieces of magic to win us matches or draw us matches, as we've seen with the last game with Martial and Greenwood. There's no coach in there. That's 2 top quality players performing a top quality move and getting us a goal. So obviously, naturally, you drop off. That's where they need to be coached. You take anyone at the highest level of their profession. There's a reason there's managers. Don't matter what profession it is, sport. Take Usain Bolt at his height. He had a coach to help him out. All right, don't train today. You get me? Take it off. You need to be coached. You need help. Like everybody needs help. Even if it's a solo sport, you still have a team around you. And that's why my criticism of Ollie comes in. Change it. Switch it up. Help these man. It's like the players go out there and then they just do what they want. That's what it's like. And when you have top quality players, that can work. But when lesser players come in, as we've seen, when those 5 don't play, we struggle. Spurs, we've seen it. Norwich, we've seen it. As soon as one of those 5's out, we just struggle. So to me, it's more the mental sharpness coming off because it's a mirror image. Remember when Ollie first took over the interim job and we were slapping teams. Then eventually we dropped off. Same when the restart happened, we beat everybody, the first team in Premier League history to win 3 games and a bounce, 3 goals by 3 goals or more. But then eventually, naturally, you are going to drop off. And that's where the manager needs to step in, like, all right, you do this, you do
I have
that.
a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood are able to take us to that level to be that team that we want to be as a front 3? Do you reckon that these guys are
are they good enough?
Okay.
Yes, 1,000% they are good enough. 1,000% they are good enough. Not with this manager, but that's why I said Ollie.
Would you not credit Ollie? Obviously, I hear what you're saying.
I do credit him.
But like, for example, you spoke about That's where the manager needs to come in. But in particular, Martial, I think Martial has benefited a lot from Ollie, not only in terms of confidence. You know, he took Lukaku at the team, was like 80 million signing, completely got rid of him, and because he had full faith in Martial, and now we are seeing the fruits of that. Ollie's decision making there.
And that's one thing he's done well, and I give him credit for that, for solving the Martial and Rashford problem, where supposedly they couldn't play together, and making Martial the 9 and playing Rashford out wide. So I give him credit for that. I do give credit where it's true. He's done a good job with that. Definitely 1000%. And him putting that front three together, phenomenal. Bringing in Bruno, yes, also a great move. I don't know who passed on him in the summer, but that's a whole nother debate.
Yeah.
But I give him
that guy needs to lose a job, whatever the hell that was.
Yes,
But Kodjo, we'll come to you. Obviously, Flawless has spoken briefly regarding in-game tactics as well, and in particular the lack of versatility, so to speak, especially with the formation. What are your thoughts regarding that? Because we kind of spoke in depth, to be fair, with the lack of versatility, but mainly with the 4-3-3. And I just don't understand why he didn't go to 4-3-3 against West Ham. It's just baffled me completely.
You know what it is? A lot of these players have been here for a while now, and it's not only under Ollie that they haven't been able to follow instruction. So, you know, we've got in the starting 11 now. I mean, I guess Wan-Bissaka is his player, Maguire's his player, Bruno's his player, and I guess now Greenwood, because Greenwood's a young guy, but the rest of them not so much. This is why I question them a lot more. I think you'll notice that as we've done this a lot more, I always go to the players a lot more than Ollie, because sometimes I feel like the players don't help themselves also. We can talk about his in-game management. I don't like it myself. I've criticised him for it, but sometimes I go look at the players and say, where's your responsibility? Where's your basics in football? You know what I mean? When you're on the pitch, when you're doing certain things, why you're not doing it right. I don't want to bring up his name again, but Nemanja Matic, bro, every time I say his name, but I've been on your platform twice ever since that game, and every time I say his name, you are like, oh, because you know,
I just know
like, and this is an experienced footballer. This is not a guy that hasn't won things. So we're talking about winners. He's won things. You know what I mean? He's won things at Benfica, at Chelsea, 2 times at Chelsea. You know what I mean? So he knows how to win things. But anyway, 2 times. But anyway, regardless. He should have gone 3-3. He should have started the formula that's been working. I don't know why he decided to change it against Chelsea. I don't know why he decided to change it against West Ham. Stick to your formula and play to your best strengths, and that's what you need to do. Don't go any further than that. And then, if you've got more depth, then you can start to experiment. There's no need to now, change to a 4-2-3-1 or a 3-4-3 or whatever.
I don't think he has a base formation. I don't think he has a base formation. But
I think he has it.
I think he does.
I think he has it. But
when we started with him last year, he had a 4-3-3. The 4-3 was working. Matic deep, Herrera kind of like floating around. He had Pogba
that's my point.
Then he came into 3 at the back. Then he came into 4-2-3-1. It's like we don't know what. Okay, now obviously we know the best formation, but sometimes like we don't know what Ollie is. That's the thing that I always ask people, like, what does he do, or what's his style?
Man said, what does he do?
What does he do?
No, Benji.
I said, what does he do?
I think 4-3-3 is his favourite. I think what he was trying to do with all these other players was, when they came into the team, I don't think he can trust a McTominay or a Fred enough when they were together in the team for one of them to just sit, because they don't have that discipline. They ain't got that mental sort of discipline and the IQ to read the game to sit in that position. We've said it before. McTominay can play defensive midfielder.
But one thing, can I add to that though?
Go on.
Sorry to interrupt you, but with that, I'm not talking about you and John, but Man United fans especially. I'm talking about the mentality of Man United fans as well. Because when we beat Man City and McTominay and Fred were in the middle, all of a sudden we were the greatest. They were the greatest since sliced bread. You got what I'm saying? To the point, Mandem had the cheek to say Pogba is not starting. He's walking back.
Yeah, I remember that. Yo, Benji, say it again. Benji, say it again. Let these people know.
But you know what it is? I'm going to be very honest with this. Beating City is not hard anymore, because all we did was a poor Arsenal side who are 10th. Look at what they did in the FA Cup game. They just targeted the fullbacks and ran them ragged. That's what we did in that game as well. 3 times out of 4. That's what we did to them. So that formula was very easy, and they just had to do one simple job, and they did it. But the point is, now we've got our main guys back, and there's a lot more pressure on them to get into the team. You've seen how they've fallen off. you've seen how they can't get the job done. You've seen how they're not even trusted anymore, to the point where like a Lingard, who I praise for his movement off the ball because it is very good, it's very helpful in certain situations. He don't see pitch anymore like that. You know what I'm saying?
You can't even see the bench.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Daniel James was trusted week in and week out, and then Greenwood came with one game and absolutely humbled him.
I don't think it was down to trust. I don't think it was down to trust, coach. I think it was just the fact that he didn't have options, and this actually leads me on perfectly to what Ollie said today as well. He was saying that in a roundabout way, we've got no depth. I don't really trust the bench. He didn't actually say that directly, but that's basically what he was implying. He said, I don't trust the bench, and it kind of leads me into the fact that. I hear what you guys are saying regarding Ollie and his lack of rotation, his lack of invention. But do you not think there is a case to say that he hasn't got that many options, to be fair? And I'm not making excuses.
They suck.
No, his bench is bad. The bench, let's not get it mistaken. The bench is not quality. That's not what I'm saying at all. But my point is, the better managers get their most out of their average, below average, and above average players. There's a reason Jordan Henderson's up for PFA Player of the Year. No one can tell me Jordan Henderson is a world-class player. I don't believe it. I'm not having it. But the system and the way Klopp has playing has him playing better.
Yeah, but Klopp's that's 4 to 5 years now. That's 5 years. That's 5 years, bro, in the making. That system.
That is 5 years in the making. But we've seen. I'm just using him as an example because we've seen. Obviously, Ollie's not Fergie, but we've seen Fergie do it. We've seen him get. The problem I have with Ollie is when we have a player say who is 5 to 6 out of 10, Ollie can't get 5, 6, 7 out of 10 performances out of him. Like I think Dan James.
Can I argue that with those players that Sir Ferguson had, he also had top caliber players in the same team. So when you have someone like who's a 6 out of 10 player, let's say John O'Shea, my guy, the guy that makes Figo, legend, the guy that thinks at the Emirates, at the High legend.
Yeah, right? Meg Figo as well, as Benji said, legend.
But he's played with so many top players. But he's played so many top players on all levels. Not like now where like let's be honest. Shaw average, Maguire average, Lindelof average, Fred. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like the levels are different.
The levels are different, but still, you can still, even though John O'Shea obviously playing with top players, of course, will improve you. Doing anything at the top level with the top people is definitely going to improve you. But still, you just mentioned it there. If John O'Shea can be taught how to meg Figo and skills and left foot chips at Highbury and all this, Dan James, who's a winger, can definitely be taught a trick.
I don't think he's got a football. I don't think he's got a football going for it. I don't think he's got a going for it.
With his pace, you might not be able to teach him a trick, but you can teach him movement. You can teach him how to.
That's true.
Yes, and that's my point. Is improve him in some way. Dan James, we have seen no improvement with his pace and his willingness to work. You can improve him, like coach him, like, all right, make this move, go near post, go far post. Like, do something.
Someone like Dan James, I question his footballing brain. I look at him. I
was just using him as an example.
Yeah, I know you mean. You're right, though. You're right.
I look at Lingard. Lingard is one of them. I think he has good, even though he's not helped himself and his performances have been poor. There's a reason this guy was dancing at the Emirates back to back like Jordan 96, 97. There's a reason for that. You know what I mean? There's a reason for that. And this is what I'm saying. It's like, so there is a player in there, but you have to put the right system around him. And he's technically good enough. That's my problem. We don't see players it's only our top players that thrive under Ollie. It's literally your Brunos, your Pogbas, your Greenwoods, Martial, Rashford. Like, sure, maybe you can, but I'm not a fan of sure.
Flawless, would you not say, and this is coming back to what we mentioned earlier, would you not say McTominay is an average player? And I think McTominay is excellent, and Fred, to be fair. Prior to coming back after lockdown, I think they've both been. I think you could probably give him 7s out of 10 this season for overall. I don't think any United fan would say Fred hasn't been at least a 7 overall season.
I think Fred's quality now in it. Like he has all the attributes you want in terms of a midfielder, left foot, right foot, good on the ball, low center of gravity, tenacious, like good tackler. So the attributes are there. Do I believe he's good enough to be a first teamer for Manchester United? No. But could he be a very effective squad player? Yes, McTominay.
But I hear what you say, but what I'm saying
I would say 7. Yeah, but that's the level I would expect.
But you're saying that Ollie hasn't leveled up players that like Jonny, for example. And I think a lot of United fans would probably put McTominay in a Fletcher's category where he's a good squad player. You'll use him here. Obviously, he's not on the same level yet. But I think he's overachieved this season in terms of where his capabilities are, in terms of his performances. I think he's exceeded what my expectations of him this season. Benji, what do you reckon?
Yeah, one thing I would say, I agree. I think the start of the season, it was very, very difficult. Obviously, Pogba's injured, Martial's injured, Rashford's injured, whatever. And what he said in the press conference, just coming to that, is true. He needs to apply pressure on the board. Because Ed Woodward's not getting away with this, You don't think I don't like Ollie. Wait till we have a podcast about Ed Woodward. You will see. But this guy...
I'm going to be tuned in for that.
If you don't spend...
Speak on it.
...in the summer, oh my days. Because you know what it is, yeah? Ollie, okay, the reason why, I'm not going to get onto him, but Ollie has had to deal with crap from 5 seasons, yeah? We could have got Bruno in the summer. You're hanging around for £3 million.
Exactly.
You make that in 1 day. Do you get me? So the problem with that we have now, even going to the summer, but I know that'll be for another podcast, is the summer recruitment has to be right. He said he wants players. Now the board,
give him
Matt Judge, Stephen Irwin, or whatever your names are, you need to go in and give him
whatever their names are.
Because at the end of the day, you are hanging out Ollie to dry. Because you got people like me, you got people like Flawless questioning him 24/7. But he's dealing with rusty screws and that, rusty hammers. But if the thing is, yeah, the bench at the beginning of the season, yeah, the bench was okay. So all of a sudden now they're bad. That's my big problem. You can't all of a sudden say that they're bad. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, exactly.
But he needs to be back to the summer. The one thing I can say to him, if you get top 4, give him at least 250 million. Get him
no
chance. 4 players. It's possible though.
They're not giving it. I got a better chance of me shaving my beard off, man.
We can do it. Get him 4. Forget the crack tag. Get him 4 players in the summer, yeah, and actually help him because we can see that our squad is bleeding. If Pogba gets injured, Bruno gets injured, like you said, we're finished. And then that's going to go into another season when we're finished. You look at the top clubs like Manchester City, take out Sterling, put in Mahrez, same damn thing. They want to do back Kevin De Bruyne. Let's be serious.
Yeah, it's true.
Kevin De Bruyne played like 2-3 games and they won the league. That's
comfortably as well.
So what he said is true. I think what Ollie needs to do is keep attacking the board and getting the players in. So I can give him a big fat tick for that. A big fat tick for that. Because he needs to tell the board that, look, I need more players. I need help, brethren. I need help.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. We had a manager who we don't really like, but he finished second, weighing defenders, and he was told we have Chris Smalling. Listen, I ain't expecting a damn thing, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is why I'm soft on Ollie, because I've just looked at the previous things. I'm just like, this is deja vu, man. Like, look at today. Today it says something about director of football. Last year we said the same thing.
They said last year January we're getting one.
It's
bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
We do need. I agree with Benji. I agree with Benji in terms of even though I do get onto Ollie, the board do have to shoulder a lot of the blame as well. Like they don't get off with me either because to me United are not that far away. It really is an easy fix. Whether they'll do it or not, this summer is really an easy fix. Depending on where you think we need to improve, obviously that can vary. To me, I think we need a left back. The show's not good enough. We need a holding midfielder. To me, we need a right winger as well, and I think we need a centre back to.
That's probably the 4 I'd go for.
That's the 4 I'd go for. And then the thing is that them players that drop out of the first team then go on your bench. And then your bench automatically gets better. I don't know where this myth came from that you need 11 world-class players and then a world-class bench. Because football, this ain't FIFA. It don't work like that.
It's never been like that for any team.
Any team is never been like that. The closest is thing.
Flawless is saying is that he hit the nail on the head. When the player, because I remember my boy saying that Bruno is a starter. No, he's not. If we get a Grealish in, Bruno has to look left and right. Because if he doesn't put in a performance, Grealish can come and do not what he does, but he can come and do something.
Yeah, you need competition, obviously. You need to not feel comfortable, man. They should never be comfortable in Man United, man.
You might have done the rondo, and you're popping the ball around, and that one dead player does that dead touch out. You know what I mean? That's what Phil Jones does.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Then Pogba looks at him like this. the training level just goes lower. So when you get better players, it goes up. You get me? So
Yeah.
you need to get up.
Listen, Benji, you've led me on perfectly as well. I don't know if you guys seen this today, but I think Roma and Inter aren't extending. Oh well, Man United aren't allowing Smalling and Sanchez back on loan, basically trying to encourage them to buy them. I'm just going to ask you regarding both of them because they're coming back into our squad basically until they get bought. What do you guys reckon? Coach, we'll come to you first. What should Ollie do with them two players in particular? A lot of people said Smalling should get given a chance off the back of this season.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? The fact that you said that, yeah. You know what that tells me? They ain't going anywhere anytime soon because. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But you know when he was interim manager, before he got the job permanently, didn't Smalling, Jones, and Ashley Young get contract extensions, and then he got the job?
I believe Jones did. I don't know about the.
Jones got him when Ollie was around, man.
Right.
I don't relax, man. Relax, yo,
Benji, you can't get into it for Jones because he will never.
No, I'm not getting on to it. I'm just saying. I just remember because that's.
I don't think Ollie came in and said, "No, what? Sign Jones." I don't think he said that.
Yeah, exactly.
He said, "Sign him right now." Fergie said he's the best centre back come since Brent, you know.
Either way, this just smells like we need to make some money one way or another.
Yeah.
By the way, Smalling got Maguire. Smalling, boy, move. We need to make some money one way or another, right?
Don't agree.
And because really and truly, you could just say, you know what, if you want another loan, let them go for another extra year. The contract runs out, they're out of my life forever. But that's not what they're going to do. They're going to say, want to make some money, make some P. They're paying Sanchez 400k a week. They're not letting him go on a free transfer.
Sanchez is killing at the moment, to be fair. We need to get some good money off him.
Well, you know what? Inter Milan offer 20 million, and then we'll probably say, what, 22? And then when they offer 22, we say 22.5. This is Man United. This is Man United under Ed Woodward. This is what it is. So me personally, no, I don't want to see Smalling back in the United shirt. I don't want to see Sanchez back in the United shirt. But we're going to see it. So get prepared for it.
Oh, here we go. Flawless. Obviously, Coach is confident that the board will probably end up keeping him to save every penny. That you know what they're going to be like. We don't need Sancho. We got Sanchez. We don't need a centre. We got Smalling. Wait for it. The return of Sanchez. Don't worry, man. The piano will be back out again, boys. Get ready.
Facts. You know what our board's like. Like we seem to take ages to do everything. Like everything is just slow. Whether it's buying players, whether it's selling players, we're just slow to move. Like just get it sorted ASAP. Like we've seen how Chelsea have moved. They went and got Ziyech. They went and got Werner just out of the blue. It's not like they were long sagas. They looked at positions that need filling. Have gone, we need this, and gone and done it. They're moving like a team with ambition. That's a club with ambition. That's how they're moving. So if we're going to keep Smalling, let's keep him and put him in. I don't think we should keep him, but if you are going to keep him, have him as a squad player. I'm not too mad about because he does have pace. So that's the only thing I'm looking at. I want him as like fourth-ish choice, though. Don't get it mistaken. I want him as fourth because we need to be improving. We need to be improving the centre-back area anyway. But and in terms of Sanchez, it's like just move him on. Yeah, like, because you don't want a player, a squad player who's 350k a week. So it's like just get it sorted. Like, even if you have to pay half the money to get him off the books, just sort it out, man. Just like please, just sort it out. Just move expeditiously with it. It's not hard.
But it is hard for our board. And we got a question here from Izzy. I'll direct one to you, Benji. Pochettino is saying he's ready to return to management soon, preferably a Champions League squad. However, if Ollie secures top 4, would you guys be comfortable with Ollie, or would you bite the bullet and show a bit of ambition in some people's eyes and get Poch?
I'd never be.
Is this a trick question or what?
Like? I'd never be comfortable with Ollie because I don't believe he's the man for the job. But if he was to get top 4 and we sacked him and got Poch, I'm not mad at that at all. I'd be actually over the moon with that.
Benji, what do you reckon, Benji?
Me too.
Is that it?
I think. Do you know what it is? Yeah, I think.
Me too.
If he finishes top 4, he deserves another bite in a bullet. But I just think to myself, we're not going to get a Poch anyway, so we just have to kind of like stick with the guy. I've come to terms with it already that he's not going to get sacked regardless. So, but obviously Pochettino would be everyone's ideal manager per se. But if Ollie does get top 4, he deserves another chance. Let's just be fair.
Okay, I suppose, like we said at the start of the show, just to answer your question, Izzy, all the lads, including myself, we all agreed that if Ollie gets top 4, he deserves another opportunity. And even if he doesn't get top 4, none of us think that he'll get sacked regardless. So to answer your question, Pochettino potentially would be fantastic, but I just don't see it happening either way, to be honest with you. The last thing I want to finish on is, of course, the most important day of our season, realistically speaking, which is the last game of the season. Like I said yesterday, the last dance, so to speak, for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Boys, all I want from you guys is how you would approach this game. Regarding the lineup, I probably think we'd all agree that he needs to play strongest 11, which is 11 that's been obviously slapping Bournemouth and teams like Sheffield United. But just before, has anyone got any news on Luke Shaw? Do we know if he's fit or not? No one, anyone? Because
I'm not
He
sure.
is, but I've got some Leicester news for you if you want it.
all right, okay. Okay, if you go for it, Benji. We've got some news for us.
Obviously, injuries, yeah, if you're listening. James Maddison, Ben Chilwell, Fuchs, and Marty, not important, and Ricardo Pereira injured. And Soyuncu is
Suspended, isn't it? Yeah, of course.
Who was that? Who's suspended? Who did you say? Say that again.
Soyuncu, isn't it?
The centre back.
Okay, so basically, 3 out of their back with first choice back 4. Out.
Yeah, but Madison's
If
injured as
we
well.
don't win, it's blood. Oh my
Bro, we can't bottle this game, innit? Koji, we come to you first and foremost. How do you approach it, man? I think we kind of spoke on this briefly. I think it might have been yesterday, actually. What do you reckon, Koji? How are you feeling?
I'm not feeling absolutely confident, but I know we can go to Leicester and get a result just based on the fact that they're not playing really well either. So we have to just stick to the 4-3-3, go back to what we are best at, the 11 that we're best with, and attack them. Simple as that. No point in sitting back, because if you sit back, they'll find a way. And Jimmy Vardy feels like he's in the mood to solidify not only a top 4 position, but also the Golden Boot. So you got to go for their necks and, just try and win the game, or at least try and have a 2-goal lead by the 60th minute. And if
we score 1, we're all right, really, in terms of...
I don't know.
We're not all right, but I'm saying they need to score 2, and it's almost like we're winning 2-0, given the situation. Benji, we'll come to you before we come to you, Flawless. What do you reckon? What's your approach? Just to let you know, Ollie did actually say we're not going to sit back this game. He did say we're gonna play for possession. These are his actual words from the press conference. He said we're going to play for possession, and we're going to play to win the game. We're going to play our own game. We always anticipated we'll be in a situation we have to win this game. So the mentality is not going to change. We're going into this game to win. So a bit of positivity, at least in that sense.
Yeah. Saying it and doing it is two completely
different. Absolutely.
I think we'll go for it. I think we have to go for it from the start. We're better than them. Like it's like with the Sheffield United one where they had like 3 of their best centre backs out or something like that.
Yeah. If
we don't go and at least score 3 goals, I would be very, very, very worried, because
Man City 3 against Leicester.
Yeah, they don't have 2 of their left backs are injured, so they have a kid playing at left back. They have their right backs not fit. Their best centre half's not fit. That's 3 out of their 4 defenders gone. That flawless set. And then who else is not? And then what? Who else is not?
Madison's not there.
Maddison. Ndidi can't create chances. Tielemans can't create chances. So going the other end, what if we just block Vardy out of the game? We should be okay. Go on the other side. If we don't score 3 goals, I'm telling you, and we don't win the game, it's we. Oh gosh, because look, 3 out of 4 of their defenders are injured. I think we don't understand. 3 out of 4 are injured. So we have. You're
the only United fan that I've spoken to is I got a expectation of us banking 3 against them. I've not heard anyone that. Nobody else has been that confident.
Bro. They don't have players. That's them. That's this. I believe. Look. Ollie's gassed me today. Yeah, I believe we should win. Because if we don't win, I'm being positive. This whole weekend, I'm telling you, I'm going to be so positive. I'll be Ollie's best friend. If we could go and win this game, honestly, Leicester are not Manchester United. They're going to crumble under pressure. And also, the other game as well is very important. I know that we can't watch both of them, but if we could have a split screen, the other game is very important. Because I feel like Wolves will actually draw with Leicester, Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah.
It's a positive anyway, at least. Because we're in 3rd. If we drop out of 1st to 5th, I'm going to be fuming.
Yeah, I don't. Honest to God, making those fan cams after that flipping game and we're in 5th, I swear to God, I don't know. Might have to jump out attic window. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't hack the rivalry and the banter and that shit. Flawless, what do you reckon? What's your thoughts? Obviously, Benji thinks. Well, Benji would be pissed off if we win, 2-0 or whatever. By the sounds of it. What do you reckon, Flawless?
I'm just like, get a result. If we go out there and we sting the place out and it's 0-0 and we finish in the top 4, like that's all you have to do. And I've said this since the restart with the running United have had and the players we have, we will finish in the top 4. And even this game here, we have enough individual brilliance to get a result. If we had to go there and win, then I'd be a little bit more concerned. But the fact all it is the fact that all it is, we just don't need to lose. I think we will do it. All it takes is for 2 of our 5 to have great games, and we'll get something from the game. All it takes is for a Pogba and a Bruno, or a Rashford and a Martial, or put any mix. That's all it takes, and we will get a result. Hopefully, all 5 of them are on fire, and we win 5-0, and it's calm. But as long as we get the result, which we should, then I'm happy.
And also, just to add, if at halftime Chelsea are losing 2-0, then by all means go up to Brendan Rodgers, shake his hand, play out a draw, calm it. We're both through it and say no more. Get rid of the rent boys, innit? Do you know what I mean? Just deal with it, man. Just
if we lose, even Was can't be positive. That's how you know that.
Listen, honestly, God, I don't want to talk about losing that game. I think Was has actually put a comment. Actually, let's just pull it up because he just said his standard thing. I think he's put Kojo. I told you, feel good factor is back. Look at Benji. He's got you there, to be fair. All right, okay, boys, we're gonna have to finish on a score prediction. Obviously, I know this was in the preview, but obviously we got to, see what going in there. Flawless, we'll come with you first, man. What do you reckon?
Score prediction. Woo! United 2-1.
Okay, I can deal with that. Kojo, what do you reckon?
1-1.
I tried to be positive, you get what I'm saying? I went with the positive. I was thinking 1-1, but I thought, let me go 2-1.
Honest to God, I can't hack this last minute shit with them crossing the ball into our box. The hair not coming to collect it. I might die. Honest to God, that guy, you don't fill me with no confidence, man.
Imagine the Maguire own goal.
Oh my God! I swear, I'll have to delete my apps, man. Benji, what do you reckon? You said by 3, didn't you?
United.
What did you say? Sorry.
3-1 Manchester United.
Bloody hell! Benji is currently the most confident United fan I've spoken to. I've gone for 1-0. I don't even think that's a realistic score, but fuck it. I think it's gonna be a shocking game. Both teams are gonna be nervous. If we score first, I think top 4's ours. Because if they try to put pressure on us in terms of come forward, I think we'll be too good on the break for them. And we'll with Morgan at the back, there's no way he's going to be able to handle us on the counter attack, no chance. And if he has, then we've had an absolute shit game. But you heard it first. All of us seem to think we're going to get top 4, so fingers crossed we're all right. Well, one of us is right. Anyways, apart from that, that has been your podcast. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. As always, drop a like, subscribe, show the boys some love. Their links will be in the description. Like I said, Kojo's social media is Coach Kojo. Can't spell coach. I feel sorry for you. God knows. Just to finish, we've got just got a few score predictions. Hamza's put 3-1 to United. He's green with Benji, and Was has gone 2-0. Even he's not gone as high as Benji. I don't know what it says about you, Benji. But
he said 3-0, bro. I saw the comment.
Oh, all right. It's gone 3-0. Oh, never mind. I don't know how you see the comments. God knows. Anyways, thank you for your time, boys. We'll catch you in a bit. Peace.
Salute, man.
Oh my God! If we win 3-1, Benji, mate, man's gonna be gassed still.
Benji.